So for today's video, we will discuss how coronavirus affects Supercoach and how could it affect Supercoach, because it looks like it's going to have a really big impact this year and Supercoach won't be the same in 2020, and hopefully the Herald Sun will be on the ball. I'm sure they will be, to sort it out and look for alternatives. Yeah, because it will be a difficult season. So should be interesting and we'll just speak about it. Really, it's a real shame because a lot of us have been preparing for a few months now. We love the game and yeah, I'm not sure what happens from here, but we'll speak about that in this video. So before we get into more of the Supercoach stuff, we'll just some perspective on coronavirus. I don't want to spend too long on this bit. So will it spread to an AFL player or staffer? I think the general consensus is it's inevitable. New South Wales are preparing for 20% of the state to contract coronavirus, and confirmed cases yesterday was 200. Yesterday was 150. Today was 200, rounded up. So I think in some countries every 4 days it doubles, but I think it's slowed down in other countries, in like China and stuff like that. But yeah, at this rate it's a little bit alarming, and this is unconfirmed, but Tony Sheehan, this is the guy, his track record is not too sure on it, but he's the guy that broke the story last year. He knew before everyone else that Whitfield went in for surgery, so he has his sources. But yeah, he tweeted, a Melbourne-based AFL club doctor is believed to be the latest to have contracted coronavirus. I hope that's not true. That will cause many headaches, but something I thought I'd share. But yeah, unconfirmed, but just thought, because I remember him with the Whitfield news, maybe he's right, but we'll find out pretty quick anyway. So what if a player gets it? Season, I assume they'll do the same thing as the NBA, suspend the season for the time being, or maybe they just compromise. Yeah, at some point we'll have to make up for the compromised season. Maybe there's no season, who knows? I doubt that, but I think they had some health epidemic or something like that, expert in that, on Joe Rogan, and he said that this could take 3 to 7 months. So who knows? Just something I heard. So what may a compromised season look like? So the AFL released this statement today, along with many other paragraphs, but these are the two most relevant to Supercoach. There is an acceptance of the playing group that at least some matches will be shortened in length, and that team list will need to be bolstered with players who are not currently listed. And depending on player availability, some clubs might be forced to play several matches in relatively quick succession. So what does that mean for Supercoach? We might get more rookies, and I'm not sure if they play extended games, but with the game's short turnaround, players might have to play twice during a week. So some players will need to be rested. Scattered rounds or games pushed back. So in round 2, if round 2 is cancelled and they cancel the AFL for a month, in round 6, do they start from round 2 or do they play round 2 later? I'm not sure. I assume they'll play round 2 later just because of scheduling and stuff like that. I don't know, but we'll find out. And yeah, as I said before, players missing games to a short turnaround on games. Players with traditionally less time on ground should get more time on ground in some games. So when you think of, first person that comes to mind, although he's not relevant in my opinion, Nick Nat usually plays 60%. If they shorten the length of games, he should play more time on ground. That would make sense. The bye rounds will be different, I think. Different schedule during the byes, so they'll try and fill more games there. And one more thing is Supercoach scoring. The total score of every player put together always adds up to 330. I wonder if they'll lower that number actually, or everyone will get scaled up really high. We'll wait and see and find out, but probably I think they'll keep the 330, but we'll see. So possible solutions or help for Supercoach. It's going to be a round to round situational type deal, if that makes sense. So maybe, in the bye rounds we have the best 18 play, maybe some rounds best 12, best 16, best 18 play. if the Dogs miss a game, I have a few Dogs players in my team, or the Giants, a lot of us have a lot of Giants players. That's going to be a huge problem, and we'll be at a very big disadvantage if that's the last game of the round and that gets cancelled or moved. It's going to be very complicated. So what's one thing you can do? Give us more trades. We're probably going to need them this year. Or 3 trades in a round. So not sure, just an option. I think you got to consider everything. And if games are cancelled halfway through a round, give us the player's average score or a score at their price point. This would be a last resort. I don't think anyone would want this, but I think the Herald Sun should probably prepare for every scenario. And if games get cancelled, and then how do they treat the round? Do they let a round roll on to the next round or something? I don't know. It's going to be very, very weird, but hopefully it works out somehow. And hopefully, as I said before, hopefully the Herald Sun have a plan for every scenario. A lot of Supercoach to most people is just office banter, but for some of us, we've played a lot, we've played with our teams a lot, put a lot of time into it, paid for Supercoach Gold. If you're like me, produce content for other people. I enjoy making content, but so hopefully the Herald Sun don't cancel it. I don't think they will, but hopefully things work out, cover all bases, and hope for the best. So it's going to be difficult this year. We'll just have to adapt and keep an eye out for what's happening. I'll definitely be doing videos on updates. The one thing that's good with Supercoach is a lot of the Herald Sun team are on Twitter. So if you play video games, and some companies, their communication is horrific with the player base, whereas I expect the Herald Sun to have good communication with us because they're pretty accessible on Twitter. So that's a good thing. But nonetheless, all the best. Stay safe, wash your hands, all that, and see what happens in 2020. It's been a rough year for a lot of people, and hopefully it gets better.